we're going to our next section, which is going to be the past, the present, and the future. Oh la la, bon ça s'en vient là, oui. So first thing I want to ask you guys is, how has locking evolved or changed, or, you know, from the past? Like, how was locking in the past 10 years, like 10, 15 years, especially with an event like Juste Debout, who really blew up locking on a world map, and the YouTube generation, and all of these battles that came after? Like, how do you feel like the last 10 years has been for locking? Do you feel like it's easier to find information? Have you faced challenges in the past 10 years with locking? And what do you appreciate about locking from the, you know, what have you appreciated about the past 10 years? Yes, it's a lot of questions. Talk about the past 10 years.
Past 10 years.
These are those topics that, you know, get me in trouble sometimes. So let me say this: it's not anything personal. For me, when I look at locking today and the information that people have, I don't think people are studying the roots and the tree. I think people are learning a couple of basics, and because they don't understand the foundation, they're using the soul dancing or other dances to replace that foundation. And that's what I see. The challenge is, people come to me and they say, well, this one taught me, what do you think? And I'm like, well, you don't have a lot of foundation behind you. They go, what do you mean? You know? And if you watch contests today, for me, there aren't battles anymore. Like, even the Juste Debout today, they're not battles anymore. Now, when we talk about battles, where I come from, it's a circle. As soon as you put people on stage, the aspect changes. Now it's a showcase. Now it's who can show the crowd, who can do a move that no one can do. And people, I won't blame anybody, but the crowd doesn't even understand locking from the past. So I won't blame anybody on that. People see big moves and they're like, oh, people see someone know a song and they do a little thing and everybody's, oh, but no one claps or cheers for like an incredible locking move or a locking move that's done in a rhythm. You know, so what I see for me is that we're losing, branches are breaking off from the tree and trying to add other dances. And this is the only street dance that does this. When you watch a popping battle, they pop the whole time. You don't see anybody stop popping, because it's a soul dance, right? That comes from that era. You don't see pops, and they start going, and they start doing another dance and start popping again. B-boys, you don't see that happen. Top rock, and they do their footwork. Why is it with lockers, they'll come out to a pace, and then they're doing all this house dancing and hip-hop dancing and stuff. Now again, as we say, music changes, and it changes. I want to see the locking skills. Do you know the dance? Do you know the foundation of the dance? In my opinion today, people know some of the basics, but they don't understand the dance. So to replace their lack of locking skills, they do other dances instead. Now again, that's not you. This is how the community is going. People want the crowd to go, oh, I don't care what the crowd says. If I'm having fun doing my thing, what do I care what the crowd says? And does winning make you a great locker? No. That's again on your opinion. Who's judging the competition? There's the question too. So if you're going out doing your thing, then you're doing what you're supposed to. It's not about the oohs and ahs and the money and the trophies. It's about, are you enjoying what you're doing? Do you know the history? Do you know the foundation? And like I tell people when they come to train with me, I don't want you to lock like me. I want you to be better than me. I want the dance to evolve. If you lock like me, I'll watch myself. What am I going to watch you for? Right? If you lock and jack like me, look at, I don't want to see you. Take what I show you and make it better. Like I said, with the 80s, I saw what the lockers did. What can I do different? What can I add to it? Whether people like it or not, that's not my concern. This is what I want to do, and this is what I'm trying to do. So, no, I'm not ragging on the generation. I know that people want the fame, people want the crowd to ooh and ah, but I really want to see the locking skills. Plain and simple. Where's your locking skills? In contests, I see 20% locking, 80% dancing. Locking is a dance. It's groove and a move together. Locking moves are based on the dance of locking. If you're not locking in a locking competition, I see this all the time, people win and they're not even locking. I'm just like, is this a freestyle or dance contest? Because it's sure not a locking contest. So I don't want to sound like, oh, Richie's saying no one knows how to lock. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying learn the dance from the bottom up and then add your stuff to it. Okay? And again, if you're in a locking competition, can you please lock? That's all. Let me see you lock. I want to see locking skills. Plain and simple. So I hope that answers.
For the past 10 years, to add what Richie said, I would say that so the negative aspect, because I think it's the good thing overall. I think it's I see more good than bad overall. I think the past 10 years it's been the scenes become bigger and stronger. I think there's more groups, more locking everywhere, compared to 10 years before. So overall it's a good thing. I think after the negative aspect would be maybe too much battle. So now people start to become competitors more than coming to an event to share. They come for the prize. They come to win the competition. So sometimes in some events you see there's no ciphers anymore. Everybody is waiting just for the light. Yes, it's like a TV show. You come and you see everybody's watching this. So compared to before, I think we lost a bit this. I don't know about here, but in Europe, I think I've noticed that problem. And the attitude, like people coming with suitcase, like, okay, what time is the qualification? And how many rounds? What time? Okay, so it's like this. And they get ready just for this moment. So I think that's the downside of the events. But on the other side, there's so many events now, so it's popularized the dance even more. So it's good and bad at the same time. And events like Just Debout bring, like Richie said, like the stage, the big, huge events with almost 20,000 people around you. So it's more like a show than a battle as far as the ciphers and things like this. So, but overall, I think it's better. I see it positive. It's just like, of course, like Richie said, sometimes by decisions in competition, it's rare that everybody's happy, because you always have people who believe that he should have won and this one should have won. So this aspect, I think people should be more careful about this and don't make it so important, because I think we're losing the communication. Sometimes people, we just met in battles. So basically, there's just smile and hey, hi, and then everybody like it's for the next round. And we never really communicate, Think that before it was more communication, more sharing, more talking, more ciphers than just competition. So I think that's the downside of it. Yeah. So challenge would be this: don't become like competitors, like just for the prize. So, yeah. Overall, I think it's getting better.
It's getting better and it's getting worse. Okay, I'm gonna say this, like it's true. I remember when I met GEMINI, it was 2004, right? B-Boy Summit, because there was only one battle, one competition that had locking battle. But I went to B-Boy Summit in 1999, too. There was no locking battle, but there were like shows and this, and people like locking in the ciphers, and it was about the cipher. But we went out of our way because we were trying to get to the information. People were asking me to teach in Montreal. I was like, no. Like, I have to get to the foundation, the roots, And I used to call it foundation. Now I call it fundamental. Those who take my class know what I mean by fundamentals. It's like basics, like what those moves, not the steps. The steps, the tributes, the extra stuff that all the other lockers. But I'm like trying to figure out, okay, what did Don did that was so creative that everybody did? And yeah, there were those soul dance steps and all of that were, but it's still locking. It's based on a soul dance, but it's still locking. So for me, what I see now is because of the YouTube, there's a lot of like, the winners, they win. And they're not necessarily locking. They're not what they used to call straight locking. Straight locking is powerful. It's like you see like the arms are like, Like it's, and the legs and the, you know, everything was really, really, you know, like the obsession, the power, like it's strong. You're strong within the core. Now everybody's like kind of flimsy and flying. Yeah, it's good that there's the communities, there's more and more, and that's true. That's what is positive, is that there's more communities around the world. There's also more disinformation. Because all these communities think that this is locking, because they were told this is locking, and this is locking, and this is locking. And what I keep hearing when I was traveling is that people were saying, oh, we don't need to learn from the OGs anymore. Because, yeah, like in America, they don't really, yeah, it's boring over there. They don't teach you anything, right? And me, being younger, I wanted this information. So we traveled, we met, we shook hands. Sometimes we didn't get to talk, you know, right then in the battles, in the ciphers, but they were ciphers, right? But it was this exchange of, you know, we're here together. There's no YouTube. We gotta keep each other's phone numbers. We gotta try to, there's no emails, you know? So we're just like, okay, I gotta go back to B-Boy Summit to get more information, because, man, I walked in and somebody said, Dawn just left. You missed your chance. You missed your chance. And you paid so much money. You know how much money we spent to go to LA from Canada or Europe? And in 2004, we didn't even have a battle? You don't understand. We were all hurt. The lockers got pushed to the side. We used to get pushed to the side everywhere. And that's all we want to do. So for me, what's happening right now is that the information, like people are just like watching YouTube, oh, this is the winner, he's doing that, this copy that. It's kind of like Hip Hop International, oh, that's the winner, let's all do that next year. And then it's the same thing winning again, but it's not good, it's not the real thing. So that's why I say it's getting worse, because people are getting comfortable. You know, they don't want to spend the money. We were struggling. We had to buy costumes, we had to buy like shoes, we had to travel, we had to invest. Like I didn't have money to invest. I had kids, but I still invested to go to LA. So for me now, I'm looking at the kids all going, like he said, you're going to B-Boy Summit. It's a nice stage, it's a nice light, but they're all like, I'm gonna save all the energy that I can so I can have good rounds. But nobody's dancing. And even in the clubs nowadays, I go in and everybody's ciphering. But ciphering like it's a battle. Not even dancing, you know? So I'm like, okay, it's cool to cipher, but that song's not a locking song right now. Like, you can warm up dancing, and when the locking song comes, that's when you pow. But everything is a bit distorted. So I'm looking at it like, it doesn't grow naturally. It's kind of synthetic. So because people are not really, they think, oh, well, this person learned from this person, and this person learned from this person, or I don't really want to learn from somebody in Montreal because, yeah, I'm from Montreal too. I'm going to go somewhere else to learn from somebody else in Europe. And I'm like, no, you know, try to get to the source if you can. Ask people, where should I go? What do you think? You know, like us, we went to so many classes. And I swear some of these classes, like, right? But we're just like, okay, I'll do it. And then you go to the next class and they say the complete opposite. Like locking, to me, is a contradiction. When the more teacher I took, the more contradictions. I was like, what? I'm confused, you know? So this is what it is that the people that have, the people here, you know, we're all saying the same thing. There's not enough locking in the competitions right now. And I'm a soul dancer. I can soul dance my ass off. All right? I love soul dancing. But I want people to go back to the beginning. Go back to the basics. It's like you cannot win a contest doing no locking. And there's things that have to be in your dance when you're locking. You cannot take away the point. You cannot take away certain basic movement that's what Don did. He did only like 4, 3 at the beginning, and then it was 5, and maybe he only did lock, right, at the beginning. So, but when I see, you know, a lack of what Don did, you know, like he said, the trunk, and people are winning, and then these people are taking classes from these people, I'm like, no, that's a style class. That's not a locking class. That's his style of locking it's not even really locking. It's really fun, but it has no discipline in it. And the thing is, for any art form, because I don't care if you study science, astrology, cosmology, like chemistry, you have to learn the basics. You know, you cannot mix, you know, certain, you know, chemicals together. That stuff doesn't work together, you know, it's dangerous. I see locking and I see this wiggling, and I'm like, what's that wiggling? I don't get it. Like, it's okay, it's creative, and the crowd is screaming for the wiggling. What was that? It's not locking, but it's cool because it fits the music. I'm telling the truth. It drives me crazy. I'm like, yeah, it's creative, but it's not that. And so for me, as TASH, I'm 46, I went back to the beginning and I was like, let me go back to the basics. I'm 46, I'm going back to basics, and I see these kids just like flipping all around. Yeah, I do my knee drops, I do my stuff, my dives, because that's part of locking too. But that's a trick, that's my tricks. But I'm like there, like, I remember Scramble coming up to me a few years ago when he came to Montreal, and he's like, TASH, what do you focus on when you lock? You know, what are you trying to like, what is your goal? And I was like, I need to get better at my technique, because I'm already a soul dancer. I know how to be, but I want it to be sharp. I want it to have those nice lines. And when I hear certain things like, oh, it's not dirty enough, or it's not, I'm like, it's too clean? What? You know, but a lot of you guys have taught us to be that clean at one point. You did not want us to go this, and now you want us to go. So the contradictions keeps building up. So for me, I got so frustrated. I'm like, no, I'm going back to the beginning. I'm going back to, I don't care if I have to take a beginner's class. I'll take that class over and over, and I don't care who's teaching me. I'm like, I'm not gonna dance like them, like the OGs, but I'll be in that class. Because I'm like, okay, maybe their story changed. It always does. All right? So, the truth, and the problem is I have a really good memory. So I remember everything that happened since 1999, right? So, and I record. So when they switched the story, I'm like, I still remember what you said in 1999. You know? But so that's what it is to me, I want these kids to go back to the source. You know, not necessarily take Don's class. Like Don will tell the story. I want people to hear the stories that those stories are so important. That's part of finding the whys. Why are you doing this move? Why are you doing this point? Why are you doing this thing in the stop and go? Yeah, there's a soul dance under that, but you can't disconnect it. You can just like start soul dancing. Like, I love it. Personally, I can do it. But I know I'll go back into my locking, you know? And I think that that's what it is. It's like, it's one thing to dance in the club and have fun and not lock on time. If you're doing a contest and there's, you know, 10% locking or 50% locking, where I just saw a wrist will point the whole time and everything else was like footwork and house dancing. No, that's not locking. So, and then, you know, you have like, you pick the not so good dancer, but he's a better locker, and you got everybody going. And I'm like, but I understand the art of locking. It's not like oh, I feel like I'm gonna pick him today because he's creative. No, I'm gonna pick the one I saw that did his homework. I say, oh, this guy does this move on this song, because back in the day, in that video, there was this move on that part, right? That guy knows the story of that move. That's what I'm gonna, and people are like, the crowd's like, nah. I'm like, and they don't understand. The crowd does not see what I see. They didn't spend 33 years. How many years looking? 38, 33, you know? And I stumbled. I had a lot of bad teachers. I had a lot of great teachers. I didn't have all the information. I taught the wrong things. We thought this was called the pork chop, because somebody said it was called a pork chop. So I was like, it's called a pork chop. But I'm not afraid to say it. We've made a lot of mistakes. It's part of the whole practice. But that some people are just like, so like, no, you can do whatever you want. And I'm like, no, you can't do whatever you want. It is a free dance in a sense that the freedom is in your identity. And what I'm seeing now is people losing their identity. They want to be creative, but they absorb somebody else's identity, which is their teacher's identity. And so if the new thing is, okay, everybody dances like this guy, and I'm like, why? Who are you? What's your truth? And all of our truth are different. This is my truth. It's not your truth. Your truth is different. You have a different upbringing, a different environment. So to me, that's why I say it's good because there's more community. Like you would have never seen this for locking back in the day. Like I say, we were like struggling to keep it alive. 5 years ago, it was kind of dead. Remember? All the events were dropping locking. And it came back. There's good with it, and there's a lot of bad with it. And you cannot not look at the bad and say, oh, no. You have to look at the bad and go, there's some stuff there. Let me bring my light over there. And not say, oh, you're all bad. They just don't know. It's ignorance. It's not like, oh, it's something wrong with them. It's that a lot of these kids just don't know. And they're taught this way, and they don't have another vision. And some of their teachers are just like, no. We don't want to go back to LA because they screwed us in 2004. It was like that thing. Right? No, but it is. It's like I heard this talk from some people, and I was just like, that's the reason why you don't want to learn from the OGs anymore, and I said, you see, you can't get angry about those things. It's life. Some things happen. We get pushed under the bus as lockers, and we love it. But that's the thing. I think that I have to say that there's a lot of improvement, and that a lot of these superstar dancers, lockers, are afraid to go into class and going back to the beginning. And to me, it's like, if I'm 46, I'm going back to the beginning, going like, okay, let me just strip myself naked, well, not really, but all the other dance, and just go back to what is locking. What is it that you have to do to lock? We counted 8 things, aside from, he counted 5, but there's more. But we're all agreeing that if you don't do those things, you're not locking. And I see people winning without doing 2 of these things, or 3. And that's not enough. Because the footwork is cool. Yeah, it's creative. You don't have to do Scooby-Doo's 5 times and this, but it's a combination of things. It has to be the top and the steps and the groove and the rhythm. It's a hard dance to learn, and people want to go from A to Z super fast. It's like they want to graduate university and have a master's with doing 1 year of locking and teach. And I'm like, why are you teaching? I didn't even want to teach. So for me, this is what it is. Don't look at a dancer and go, oh my God, he's amazing, yeah, he is as a dancer. But as a locker, I think you got to do your research and go, why is it that that judge didn't pick the person I picked? What is it? Then you ask the judge a question. Instead of going to see the dancer, it's like, oh my God, you're amazing. Find out what doesn't work. Find out as a dancer, if you lose, don't take it personal. You have something to learn. And sometimes the judge might surprise you and go, you're amazing, but you're just missing this. When you have this thing, and it's 4 things, which is moves of locking, then you're more complete. And so for me, that was it. It was just like, I have to tell the truth because creativity works, and locking was based on creativity and making mistakes. And you get better. But you cannot let people just, it's like your kids are playing in the backyard, and then they have a match. And you're like, oh, it's okay, he's just being creative. He's not gonna burn himself. He's not gonna put the house on fire. You wouldn't let your kids do something that's not good for them, right? But you would let a locker just say, oh, he's good, he's a good dancer. But for me, no. It's just being a mother, I'm like, no, you gotta, step by step, learn your art.
Thank you. It was a lot of good information, but I recognize myself in you guys. We talk about the past, you like talking about the present.